Hey everyone, welcome to ACE Weekly. My name is Avalala and I teach persons skills that they can use in the online space as well as in their regular offline space, regular business. So, in this particular session, we are going to be having a question and answer. So, if you have any questions, you can put them in the comments area and I will get them answered for you. Let me know who is joining us here. If you see me looking to the side, I'm just checking my phone to see what's going on there, if anybody is leaving any questions that I may not be able to see. So let me know who is joining us for the session. So for those who are wondering, is this a Sunday evening? I moved the ACE Weekly live sessions to Wednesdays at 8:30 p.m. So it's no longer going to be on the Sunday evening. It's going to be on a Wednesday night at 8:30. You can come and check out any topics that you want to learn, new skills, tips and strategies for your business. You can check out ACE Weekly to learn about that. All right. So I see right here I have Garfield. Hi, Garfield, saying good evening. Good evening to you as well. So let me know who is joining us here. And if you have any questions, drop them in the comments area so I can get them answered for you. So I'm just checking on my phone if anyone has any questions there that I'm not seeing. So I'm just checking there to make sure. So drop your questions in the comments area. All right. So while I'm waiting for the questions, I was speaking to one of my group members today, and I wanted to share this with you as well about overwhelm. Sometimes we feel overwhelmed when we're taking on a new task. Yes? Have you ever feel overwhelmed when you're trying to do something new, or you're going through and you're seeing other persons doing things that you're saying, I could never do those things. I want to do it too, but I could never do these things. So, what am I talking about? For instance, in the online space, some persons want to take on new skills, try out new skills, and offer these skills so that they can earn from them. And what happens is that when you are taking on this new skill, a good strategy when you're setting up this skill is to look and see how others have set up their service. What are they offering? What are their prices? What can they do? So you can look at their service as a guide. And what usually happens is that when we're looking on what others are doing, sometimes we feel overwhelmed, like, can I do that too? Oh my gosh, I can't do all of these things. It doesn't make any sense for me to offer this particular service. So, for example, I offer video editing services and I'm a self taught video editor. Now, when you think about video editor, you might think about those big movies, blockbusters, or have you seen some amazing videos with all these effects and you see the person spinning out and then spinning back in, or you see a transition where it moves from one clip to the other. It just looks amazing, right? And you're saying, all right, yeah, I can't do that. So I can't be a video editor. I have no idea how to do that. But guess what? Focus on what you know how to do. No, don't look at what others are doing and feel overwhelmed that you aren't able to do that as well. Focus on what you are able to do, and you'll be surprised that there are many people who can't do what you can do. So start off with what you're able to do first. If you choose to learn along the way all of those other things that you are seeing, that's fine. But in the beginning, when you're offering a new service, don't just think that, oh my gosh, I'm going to offer the world. It's going to be so amazing to start off with. Start off with what you know how to do, and you can grow along the way. All right. So, hi, Sandra. Sandra is saying hi. Sandra. Hi, Denise. Hi, hi, hi. For those just joining, this is the ACE weekly session. I'm going to have this session live every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. So this can be your after dinner delight, your dessert on a Wednesday night. You can come here and check out some new skills and also just rap and talk about anything that you're doing in the online space and any questions that you have. So as I was saying earlier, this session is a question and answer session. So if there are any questions that you have, drop them in the comments area. Also, let me know who is here as well. So I can say hi to you. All right. So I was just talking about trying not to be overwhelmed when you're starting off offering an online service that you may not know everything about, but make sure that you are not feeling overwhelmed and offer what you're able to do, and then you can take it on more as you go along. All right. So Denise is asking, is that multitasking? Give me some more information about Denise. What are you saying? Is that multitasking? What about multitasking? Let me know. So are you saying, is it multitasking if you are what, offering? Give me some more details about that. All right. So for those joining, drop your questions in the comments area. This is a question and answer session in the ACE Weekly, and you can get your questions answered. So this session is actually being streamed live on my Facebook page, Ace It with Ava, also on my YouTube channel, Ace It with Ava, and in my Facebook group. What do you think it's called? Ace It with Ava. So if you want to Ace It with Ava, just search for Ace It with Ava, and I'm sure you'll find a lot of my content that's out there that teaches you skills that you can use to create your own earning opportunities and just working online on a whole on a platform called Fiverr.com. All right. So drop your comments and get your questions answered. All right. So what I was sharing about is not feeling overwhelmed. So that's one thing I find that a lot of persons have problems with, feeling overwhelmed when they're starting out something new. Can I do it? Oh my gosh, this is too much. What have I taken on? Other persons are offering so much. How can I compete? What can I do? I can't do any of these things. Oh my. And you just start to feel overwhelmed, burdened, and then that, of course, affects your ability to perform as you should. So you start to panic. All right. So hi, Greta. Hi, Greta. I see Greta, one of my team members here. And Greta gave us an amazing session in the last ACE Weekly where she talked about how to write children's books. So if you have not communicated with Greta and asked her any questions about that, she shared tips about writing. And she's a 7-time children's book author. All right, so check out her children's books. Get some books that can help you with teaching your child about different things, overcoming. Greta is an overcomer, does not give up, and her books tend to talk about things like that. All right, so let me see what Denise is saying. I'm asking in reference to what you were discussing about your group member. All right, so is that okay? So no, it wasn't multitasking. They were just saying that they were looking on the different services, a particular service that's being offered, and not thinking that, all right, I'm not able to do some of those things, so I'm not ready to offer that service. So don't think that because you aren't the expert in every single aspect of that service, you can't offer it. I'm a video editor and I'm claiming it. I'm a video editor for the past, what is it here now? 2 years. And I have claimed it. I'm a video editor and I've made thousands of US dollars so far. And I'm not doing the kind of editing that is the extravagant twist out, whatever. They have different kinds of video editing, and persons need what you are offering them. So just don't think that it has to look a particular way for you to make money. You have a skill that others don't have. So don't be afraid to offer it, even if you can't do every single thing that skill has to offer. All right. So, all right. So some persons say they're not hearing me clearly. Let me know if that's the case for everyone. So Patricia is saying that I have to restart. I'm breaking up really badly. Not hearing me. Is everybody not hearing me? Am I breaking up really badly? Give me a 1 if yes, I'm breaking up. So hi, Rafisha. Okay. Hi, Kalia. Hi. Kalia, I saw you made a post in the Facebook group saying that you got such a great review from your buyer. Congratulations to Kalia on the order that she got, and she got a great review. It's always a good feeling to get a great review from a buyer. You feel accomplished. You felt like it gains you confidence. But always know that even if the buyer does not review you, you did a good job. Don't look for validation from the buyer to know whether you did a good job or not. Sometimes buyers don't review you. Some persons may not have the time to review you and such. So don't use that as a guide as to if I'm able or capable. All right. So Denise says she's hearing me clearly. So Patricia, I'm not sure if it's cracking up on your end. So let me know. We know that we have internet troubles. I have to check if somebody's not hearing me properly. I have to make sure that everyone is not experiencing that. So Cecilia says she's hearing me clearly as well. Hi, Cecilia. All right, so let me know. So Greta, I don't remember what I said. Did I say give me a 1 if you're hearing me clearly? I don't even remember. So let me know that. All right. So Patricia, let me know if I'm still cracking up, if things aren't as they should be. So just be confident in what you're capable of doing. Persons need what you have to offer. There are 3 reasons why persons would want to have you do a service for them. 1, they can't do it. They don't have the time to do it, or they just simply do not want to do it. So there is always jobs for everyone. All right. So I am hearing you now. Remember, I'm using the StreamYard app. So there are some people who, if you have never signed into StreamYard, I'm not knowing who I'm communicating with. So can you put your name as well? Because as you see on the screen, it says Facebook user. Like, who's Facebook user? So I've been creating some videos on my Facebook page that I'm trying to help motivate persons about certain things. So one of the videos that I did was how to build confidence. And I was saying that to build confidence, you have to practice. Practice is what builds your confidence to show yourself that you're able to do the task at hand. Now, a lot of people, when they're offering a new task or new service or such, they say that, all right, if I'm not getting the work to practice, like somebody's not hiring me to do the job, how do I get practice? Guess what? You can create your own practice. So if you are doing transcription, is a common example. If you're doing transcription, you can search for an audio or a video file and create a text version of it and practice that way. If you're doing voice acting, you can get a video that has no audio on it, and you can make up a script about what possibly could be going on in the video. And then you use the means to put this together. Because we know that, remember, I talked about the ultimate resource tool. Who remembers the ultimate resource tool? For those who have been following my ACE weekly session, who remembers the ultimate resource tool that I spoke about? Let me see. All right. Who remembers the ultimate resource tool? Give me the ultimate resource tool. Obviously, it's not the only one, but it's the ultimate one because people tend to use this tool a whole lot. So while I'm waiting for the answer to that, let me see what Kalia is saying. After a week, I did some research for a client and it was for a day. It takes 7 days for the client to come back and give a 5-star review. All right. So it doesn't really matter how long the client took to give you the review. The great thing is that they gave you the review, right? It's always good to get a review. So Kerry says, Google, kind of Kerry, but I was looking more for YouTube. And we know that YouTube and Google are owned by the same person. So with YouTube, you can find videos relating to topics that you're interested in. And we know that persons learn a lot from videos. We know that with Google, you can search and find websites that contain text material about what you're searching for, as well as be able to see images and videos and such. So both are very good as well. So I see YouTube. So remember, if you're have never signed into StreamYard, put your name as well when you're communicating, because I don't know some persons. As you see on the screen, it says Facebook user. So I may not know who I am speaking to. And I want to call you by name. I like calling persons by their names. All right. So YouTube, Google are your great free resources. All right. So Rafisha says YouTube and Google. Definitely. Anything you want to learn, as I said, from the simple to the complex to the morbid, YouTube and Google are there to teach you all sorts of stuff. Anything you want to learn, YouTube and Google. All right. So remember to search right there. So to build your confidence, it's good to practice. So create your own practice things. People sometimes are not motivated to create their own practice items. All right. So that was Colleen who was saying that. Hi, Colleen. Create your own. And when you're able to do it, and then when the job now comes along, then you are confident that you can do it, because guess what? You already did it. So don't think that the job you have to be paid in order to be able to practice. You can ask your friends, what do you think about this? Hey, I did this voiceover for this video. How does it sound? Or hey, I did this transcript. Can you look through and see if what you're hearing is what you're seeing on the document? Or I proofread this document. Look at it. Do you see any errors in there? So you can do your own practice work and gain your confidence that way. And the reason it's always good to practice is that you get to time yourself. It's always good to time yourself when you're doing any task to know how long it takes you to do a particular task. So time yourself, all right? So for those just joining, thank you for joining Ace Weekly. This is actually a question and answer session. So if you have any questions, drop them in the comments area so I can get them answered for you. If you're wondering, is this a Sunday evening? No, it's not. Ace Weekly has now been moved to Wednesdays at 8:30 p.m. Every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. live, streamed on my YouTube channel, my Facebook business page, and my Facebook group. If you're not in my Facebook group, you can just search for Ace It with Ava, look for groups, and then request to join. There are some questions that you can answer. They're optional, and you can answer them, and you get admitted to the group. It's a free group, so come and join the fun in the group, all right? So just checking if any questions have been asked so far. So we're talking about building confidence. So how to build it? Practice. And then I did another video about motivation. Keeping motivated is difficult for some people. Some people are not self-motivated. I thank God every day that I'm a self-motivated person. I can motivate myself. And thankfully I don't need to watch like those motivating videos to feel motivated. Do they help? Yes, because of course, how can you not watch like a Les Brown video or those kinds of things and not feel motivated? Who sometimes watches those videos and just feels really ready and rearing to go and tackle everything. You can fight a lion the way you're pumped up, right? But I don't need to watch those videos or need to do those things to motivate myself, because you have to have your inner motivation. You always hear people talk about their why. Why are you doing what you're doing? What is your reason for doing so? And your reason for doing so should be your ultimate motivator, your ultimate drive. So for some people, it's getting a better life for themselves or your children. You want to make sure your children are provided for or your parents are taken care of, or whatever your reason is, you have to find the internal drive to continue to go on. So do not depend on external things to be motivating you, because guess what? At the end of the day, you came in this world alone. You don't always have to have people around you. So you have to find some way to be able to motivate yourself. And what I found that helps me sometimes, no, I'm not a crazy person, but sometimes I've started to talk to myself, like tell myself stuff, calm myself down if I feel overwhelmed. Because yes, I do too feel overwhelmed. Am I not human? I can feel overwhelmed as well. So you just try to think positively, talk to yourself. Who talks to themselves here? Am I the only one? Am I the only one talking to myself? I give myself a pep talk when I feel demotivated at times, because obviously no one is motivated and raring to go all the time. All right, no one is like that, so bear that in mind. Okay, so I have a question here. Remember, it's a question and answer session. So Cecilia is saying yes. Rafisha said yes, of course. Talking to yourself peps you up and gives you the comfort that you need, because who knows yourself better than you? So hi Lacey. So Lacey says that as well. Okay, so we have a question here about what kinds of services are mostly in demand now. What kinds of services? Now, if you are a writer, you remember we had our children's writer here. Writing is always in demand. Writing is always in demand. Any kind of writing content, whether it is to write for a website, meaning we'll call it website copy. So on the website, like you have an about page, or you have a home page and information you're writing for that. Website articles, so you can write health articles, you can write articles about any kind of thing. All right, so writing is always popular. Video editing is always popular, in demand service, because video, that's something that is growing more and more. And a lot of people like to repurpose their video content. That's a lot of video editing that I do. I edit like a Facebook live, for instance, this live that I'm having. Somebody could be having this live and they send it to me and I edit it and I take out the parts where I'm saying, okay, great. Lacia says me, and the question was what kind of services are in demand. Like I'd edit out all of those things and just leave the content and the core of what was being said. So video editing is always popular. Transcription, never going anywhere. People like to have written versions of what's said in an audio or a video file. So that's always going to be a part of in-demand services. Anything to do with website building, that's always in demand as well. So you're going to be needing people to edit and proofread these things that people are writing. People are writing books all the time. So editing and proofreading and designing book covers, that's also popular. And you can also use the great resource tool that we're talking about, YouTube, and you'll be surprised. Search for in-demand online services and you'll be surprised what topics come up with that. All right. So remember, if you see it says Facebook user here on the screen, if you're not signed into StreamYard ever, I would not know who's asking the question or talking to me. So put your name as well so I can know who I'm talking to. So you're not alone, and I talk to myself at times. Yes, man. I found that I'm someone who gets really anxious and nervous if I have just like how I'm here presenting to you, I can get really anxious and nervous about talking to a crowd, whether it be virtual or in person. And I found that talking to myself calms me down. Like, okay, Ava, you can do this. It's not the end of the world. The persons won't throw bottles at you if it's a live event, you know? You have to tell yourself things that will pep you up so you don't drive yourself crazy, you know? So let's say I have a speaking event. Let's say it's May and I have a speaking event in July. I will start freaking out and psyching myself out from now all the way to July. All right? So what I've done is so that I can live a normal and peaceful life up to when I have the speaking event, I've learned to speak to myself, keep calm, breathe in and out, and I just keep calm and I don't go crazy. All right. So speaking to yourself helps. Yes, phone calls is always in demand. Yes. I wouldn't be able to list every single service, but I'm just listing some of them so that they can know. Because there's a whole lot of services, guys, that are in demand. And I was speaking to one of my group members, letting them know that there are certain skills that are looked at as higher level skills, meaning that they're more technical skills. And you'll find that somebody would be more willing to pay you for this technical skill than another skill that they say in quote unquote, they think it's easy. Not to say it's easy, but that's how some people view things. For instance, someone will more readily pay a video editor $100 to do one job than feel that urgency and readiness and willingness to pay a transcriber $100 for a job. Both are very difficult jobs, but some people may view video editing as a higher level skill task because of the technicality of it. All right. So I always tell persons, look at the services that exist and decide, what are you willing to do? What do you like to do? Think about that when you're offering a service. What do you like to do? Because the worst thing is to be doing a service that you hate when you're spending a whole lot of time doing that particular service. So you want to make sure that you're doing something that you like to do. So for those just joining, this is ACE Weekly, where I share tips and tricks for your business, whether it's offline or online, teach persons how to set up an online business as well. So this is a Q and answer. Q and answer? What's a Q and answer? There's a Q&A session, question and answer session. So put any questions that you have in the comments area. Let me know who is asking the question as well, so that I can call your name and say, hi, thank you for your question, etc. I'm here on the live and I'm noticing that you can see my tongue, in case you are one of those persons who are, when people watch you on video, they notice, like, see right here, if the hair out of place, or if the lipstick smudge, or why she have a bump on her face or something. So if you're looking in my mouth and you see that my tongue is this color, I just had a bag juice. Like, guys, isn't it hot? It is so hot. I had a bag juice right before the session because it was like hella hot, and I said I need a pep me up. So it was a red bag juice, and as you can see, it really stained my tongue. So if you're one of those persons who are watching in depth in the video, that's what's going on right there. Okay, so Denise has a question. Writing kids' books, how do you go about getting the information to start? So Denise, it sounds like you need to go back to the ACE weekly session that I had with Greta, where she had spoken about her process with writing the book. But guess what? When you're writing the book, what you'd be doing is you'd have your idea for the children's book. What is your idea? What is your crisis that the child may be going through? And then what have they learned and how have they overcome? So Greta went in detail with that ACE weekly session. So you can check out on the Facebook page or on my YouTube channel in detail about what she spoke about there. But basically, you'd have your general idea for your story. And then what she said her process was is that she sets different scenes in the overall book itself and then writes about that particular scene, and she leads on and on. For instance, you may have a scene where, let's say you have the child under the tree speaking to his parent, then you write out that particular scene. And then maybe you have another scene when they're in their bedroom or putting the child to bed, different kinds of stuff. So check out that ACE Weekly that I did with my team member, Greta. And Greta, if you're still online in this session, you can drop your contact information in the chat. I don't remember what the email address was. Was it Arthur G. Malcolm? I don't remember. I don't want to say it wrong. But Greta, if you're still on, you can put your email so that they can reach out to you and ask any questions about writing a children's book. And they can get more advice where that's concerned. All right. So, but the ACE weekly session about how to write a children's book is on my Facebook page. You'll find it in the video section. All right. So drop your questions in the comments area. Anybody who has any other questions. So then I had another session where I did a video about, as I said, motivation. So the 3 tips I gave about being motivated was to create a environment that will help you keep motivated, like listen to music that peps you up, have a clean workspace, maybe how you dress, how you put yourself together. If you're a person who likes to buy pretty stuff like pretty pens or pretty notebooks or anything like that, anything that keeps you in a mood for work, that's always good to do. And you were to surround yourself with like-minded people who are interested in the same thing you are, people who will encourage you, people who won't discourage you. That was an advice as well. And then the other advice was, I keep on forgetting. Celebrate small wins. Anything that you have accomplished, it's not too small, not too big. Celebrate it and move to the next. Don't just set big goals, set short-term goals. And as you achieve each goal, you celebrate it along the way. All right, so keep your questions coming. I'm going to wrap up soon. So let's get some of those last minute questions coming in. Any questions that you have, skills training, working online. For those who have never seen me or know anything about me, my name is Avalala, and I was a former high school teacher for 13 years at a prominent boys' school. I left teaching in 2016. And I became a freelancer in 2017. And I have not looked back since. It was the best thing that I ever decided to venture into. No, I didn't leave teaching to go into freelancing, but it seemed that freelancing chose me and chose to find me. And it's one of the best things that has ever occurred. And the great thing is that I was an information technology teacher. So being a freelancer just was a natural fit because I was always on the computer, always on the internet. So why not earn from being on the internet as well? So it was an easy transition. I'm always on the computer. I was talking to somebody recently and I said, you know that since 1999, and they said, so far? Yes, since 1999, a day has not gone by that I'm not on a computer. Obviously a computer in different aspects, because in 1999 we didn't have so many laptops around the place, and the computer monitor with the long back. Who is from that era? The computer monitor with the long back. You know what I'm talking about. that had the long back. You know, like those TVs that had the long back. So we had the long back. What color was it? Like the cream monitors, because in those days I didn't have like black computers and all those stuff. So the long back monitor and the system unit that you could put on the floor, you could put on the desk. So from 1999, I've been using a computer every day. So a computer and I are one. I don't think there's anything that I don't know about using the computer and using the internet, and encountered all kinds of stuff. So when it comes to wanting to know how to navigate using the internet and the computer, I am your go-to person where that's concerned. So drop your questions in the comments area. So from 1999 to 2022, how many years is that? Using a computer every day. I'm not good at math. How many years is that? Is that what? 23 years? I don't know. I'm not good at math. 20, 22 years, 21 years, 20 enough years, right? How many years is that? So just imagine, how long have you been using the computer? Some persons don't use a computer every day, you know, and they're not as comfortable with navigating and moving around the computer. And that is essential for being a successful online freelancer, because the computer is your main tool for earning. So thank you, Cecilia. Me and the math, you know, so 23 years. I've been on a computer for 23 years. Every single day, I'm on the computer every single day. And if I'm not on the computer in the latter part, like in the last 10 years, I'm on my cell phone, my smartphone. So, because for those who don't know, the smartphone is a computer in itself. When I was a high school teacher, I always, you know, gave a little chuckle to myself when parents used to say, "Teacher, him not behaving himself, you know, so I just take away the computer from him and I don't allow him to use the computer. Him can't use the computer." So I said, "Does he have a cell phone? Does he have a smartphone?" "Yes, teacher, but I'm leaving with that." So, but he said he has everything then, because whatever he can do on the computer, he can do on a phone. So some parents don't realize that you aren't really punishing the child, you know, because everything that you can do on the computer, you can do on the phone. I had another parent who said, "Teacher," I'm just making up how they talk. They don't talk like that. "Teacher, I took away the keyboard. Not the keyboard. She took off the mouse off of the computer so that he can't." By the way, this is before laptop. So I took off the mouse off the computer so he can't use the computer because there's no mouse. But guess what? They're keyboard shortcuts. So the child was very good with using the computer. So like having a mouse didn't mean anything. He could use the keyboard and use the keyboard shortcuts to start up, move around, use the tab and the alt and those keys. So some parents, unfortunately, aren't knowledgeable about what can be done on a computer and on a phone. So when they're doing like punishment and stuff, they don't even realize that you're not even punishing the child, because they can still access and do a lot of stuff. All right. So try to make yourself as knowledgeable as you can so your children aren't running circles around you when it comes to technology, because we know the younger ones, oh my gosh, they are filled with knowledge of technology from their out of the womb, the belly. I don't know how children are not born with a cell phone nowadays, right? They're that skilled. Okay, so I'm not seeing any new questions dropped in the comments area. So I am gonna start wrapping up this particular session. So for those who do not know by now, I have a membership program. So if you want to be part of like-minded persons, I have a paid membership program. You see the information there scrolling on the screen. If you want more information, you can email me at info@acitwithava.com or acitwithava@gmail.com. If you want access to me, we can have one-on-one sessions about whatever you want to talk about, whatever goal you want to achieve for your online business, as well as just things you want to learn in general. There's skills training every month that teach you skills that you can earn from, and step-by-step procedure in order for doing that. And there are also check-in sessions where I check in with you just to make sure that everything is okay. All right, so if you want more information about the membership program, you can send me an email. So just looking if there are any last minute questions dropped there. All right, so remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel where I have a host of videos about things that you can use, skills, everyday skills that you can use in your online business. What you have to remember, about working online and being on the computer, you want to make sure that you're efficient. Efficiency. The more efficient you are, the faster you move. The faster you move, the more money you can make because the more time you have available. All right. So Patricia is asking about the cost for the membership. It's $3,000 monthly, Jamaican dollars, and 20 US dollars monthly. So it's a monthly membership fee. Okay, so Denise is asking, it kind of remind me of the person who does children's book. Her name is Greta Alves Malcolm. So look for that ACE weekly session that's on the page, how to write a children's book, and you can see her information there. I'm going to actually put it up on the screen now because I do have my crawler, so I remember now. So all books are available on Amazon, email, author, gmalcolm@yahoo.com, or call 1345-321-6919 for more information. All right, Denise. So the information is crawling on this video. So look at it on the replay and you can get all her information there and get some advice about writing a children's book. So you can check it out right there. Okay, so let me see any other questions. All right, so just looking through to see if any other questions are there. So Denise is saying thanks for that. All right, so let me put back my crawler there. And the thing is, what people find beneficial about being in a membership group is that the support, when you're with people who are interested in the same thing, it always prompts you and propels you to do better because you have people encouraging you. Unfortunately, a lot of persons have persons in their lives who either belittle what they're doing. Oh, you're working online, like what's that? That's not a real job, or just are not supportive to your endeavor. So it's always good to have that as well with like-minded persons. And also you want to have people that you can call on. If you get a job and you're not sure how to do it, you can call on me and say, oh, how do I do X, Y, Z? Or what tool can I use? The amount of people who come to me asking me what tool to use to do that or how do I do that particular tool. Colleen, I'm going to shout you out. My team member, Colleen, is always asking like, what tool to do this and that? And guess what? I'm very proud of Colleen, my team member, because she is working full-time on a tablet. And she has not stopped that from working online. She's using a tablet, guys, to do her designs. She does designs. She uses the same tablet to do data entry. So don't think that you have to have a computer to be able to do online services. What you have to do is have a will, and with a will, you will find a way. All right. So hi, Vivith. Hey, Vivith. Let me shout out Vivith. Make sure that you're subscribing to Vivith's channel. What is it, Vivith, again? Is it Empowered Champions? Make sure that you're subscribing to the channel. We have a whole lot of skilled persons who have content to share with you. So make sure that you're following whatever they're sharing so that you can grow your skills. Remember, we talk about the ultimate resource tool, YouTube. So check out Vivith's channel on Empowered Champions so that you can, I hope I got it right, Vivith. Tell me if I got it right. So that you can, yes, the Empowered Champions. So search for that and you can get information all about budgeting tips and anything to do with that kind of thing. Saving and online jobs that you can do, online services. She has great content over there on the YouTube channel. So check her out, all right? So if there are no more questions in this ACE Weekly, I'm going to wrap up. Thank you so much for those who joined the session live and participated. Check me out again next Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. live. I send email reminders for persons who are on my mailing list. If you want to get an email reminder as well as get a replay sent to you of the session, you can drop your email in the chat and I will add you to my mailing list. Nothing better than getting a reminder letting you know what's going on, because when you've had a long day and you're showered and you're ready to go to your bed, you say, oh my gosh, I missed ACE Weekly. No, you don't have to miss it. I can send you an email so that you're reminded about what's going on. All right. So this is Vivid's channel. She typed it here in the chat area, comments area, and she's saying thank you. Of course, I'm going to shout out my fellow freelancers because we're all here together, teaching people, empowering people so that you can all be beneficial and benefit in the online space just like us. There's room for everybody in the online space. It's not a case of one for one or whatever. They said what? Teamwork makes the finish it in the chat. All right, guys. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week at 8:30 p.m. for Ace Weekly. Any information that you want, any questions, find out about my membership, email me at aceitwithava@gmail.com. Bye, guys. Bye.